This week, we're making our home in our old Kentucky home as the Lexington Miners play host to the Nashville Tempo. I'm your play-by-play commentator, Colin Northup, and joining me in the broadcast booth this week is the man who loves this bingo as much as the senior citizen, Mark Lopez.
Yeah, I do love those bingo sheets, Colin. Doing good. I'm looking forward to this game, Colin. We got two undefeated teams, and as far as bingo sheets go, who's gonna come away with their third win of the season?
Indeed, battle of undefeated teams, both starting off 2-0, should be a compelling matchup to say the least. In fact, both of these teams promoted to the majors after the minor league season's over, so
That's true.
congratulations to both of those teams. Lexington will defend the north goal as they will kick off first to start the ball game. Ball's all teed up, and we are underway from the Bluegrass State. Kickoff fielded and returned up the middle of the field across the 30, down at the 34-yard line by Easton King, the returner, number 14. And out comes Ocean James in this tempo offense. It'll be 1st and 10 from the spot. One running back behind James, three wide receivers. Quick drop. James fires, and it's complete in double coverage for a first down. King again. What a catch, Mark.
Yeah, what a catch, and they're just continuing off of their win last week. An impressive comeback at some point versus, I believe that was Albuquerque last week. They were down in the fourth quarter, 13 points, and it was on the back of James's throwing arm, Colin, where they eventually forced their way to a 1-point win.
Indeed. They were living on the edge last week, hoping for a little more comfortable margins. Helped a good start here. Running back is Tito Sosa, number 27. He gets the carry. He's joined by Isaac Knox. Easton King, we already mentioned him. The other wide receiver is Elliot Pope Jr., turning undrafted player. Nate LeMay signed with Florida midseason. He's one of the tight ends. Chris DeMatz is the other. And Hammy Wheeler is the left tackle. We'll go over the Lexington lineup after this play, which will be an handoff up the middle to Knox.
Beautiful.
It's a first down run for Nashville, and the tempo, well, they're on the move.
Knox rocking number 28. I know a couple of number 28s in the major league, but here showing that he is one of the greatest runners in the league so far. The minor league, one of the top 10 as far as yards go, has 2 touchdowns. I mean, this backfield of Knox and Sosa has been pretty good in the first 2 games.
Knox played for Chicago a year ago. James fires in and knocked away, incomplete. Beautiful hit by the linebacker on the play mark. That's Casper Haddock.
He was looking for Elliot Pope Jr. on the quick slant, and unfortunately unable to haul that in. It looked like Elliot could have had the ball in the hands, but just jarred loose on that one.
We'll go over the Lexington defense after this play. Pretty formal unit in their own right. 2 wide, down to the bottom for Nashville. Out of split backs. James on the roll, fires. It's caught
there we go.
Immediately by King for the first down. So for Lexington, they have Baron Went at defensive end. Brenda Puff is the defensive tackle. Casper Haddock, we've already called his name. Iggy Turner is the outside linebacker. Haddock is inside. Mike Bird is the corner. Big O Renfro, the free safety. And they got a pair of strong safeties, Johnny Savage Jr. and Keb Say Jr. Renfro and Say are returning players having played for Lexington last year. Another quick pass, and this time it's deflected away and complete, 2nd down.
Quick pass, quick step back. Probably his receivers not that fast at developing their routes. We know Lexington has had an incredible offense, but their defense as well has been great. Second best in points allowed this season, and so far they've allowed Nashville all the way to the just about outside the red zone.
Just a little past the 25 as James on the roll. Sets, has all day, fires! Oh, what a one-handed catch, but it won't count as Easton King unable to drag the second foot. And we're getting a challenge. And let's take a retroactive look at the play presented by Retroid. Get your SFL console at GoRetroid.com. Mark, what should we see here on this replay review?
I think they're looking at his toe, at least 1 foot in when the catch was made. I mean, it was an incredible catch, one-handed, as you pointed out. This is a better angle here. That's 1 foot in there, Colin. I think this challenge is going to be good.
Yeah, he did drag the second foot. We'll see. No, they said he didn't get the foot down. He needed 2, but he got 1. So ultimately, Nashville's challenge comes up empty, and they'll be faced with a 3rd and 10. What do you expect him to do here, Mark?
I mean, he's going to want to throw. The question is if he's going to have his receivers go vertical or if he's going to sneak an out route where defensive backs cleared out. The defense is definitely expecting a deep pass here, but they're playing man, though.
And run, and James has to take up and run. He almost got the first down, but he stopped the yard short of the sticks. Say Jr. on the tackle, and James almost got him himself.
Almost got there. What an incredible run. Good read as his receivers cleared out the way, dragging the defensive backs with them, but 1 yard short, unfortunately, and it's going to be a field goal for them, and it's good.
So they get 3 points out of it, but they were hoping for 7. That caps up a 9-play, 51-yard drive. 3-0 our score with 7:39 to go in the opening quarter.
It's a decent drive they're calling. Offensively, a mix of run and pass to some decent success, but Lexington able to clamp up in that last play there to force a field goal.
Indeed they were. A couple yards deep out of the end zone on the return is Alexander West. He gets up to the 26-yard line, and Ethan Flowers is the quarterback. He had a wide receiver player last year for Lexington, swapped over to quarterback. He's joined by Michael Grant Jr., who signed in week 2, as well as Deion James, who was with the formerly known Tulsa Desperados last season.
Mm-hmm.
We get a 1st and 10, 3 wide for Flowers, who's back to throw. Flowers has a collapsing pocket around him, moves around, fires! Into about 3 white jerseys all around. CJ Parrish, number 16, the wide receiver, 2nd down.
Yeah, and that's a tough play to make. You get flushed out and have to extend your step back. He threw that ball 10 yards behind his line of scrimmage. I almost said 10 years behind, but that's a tough play to make, and it's a deflection.
It's 2nd down. We'll get to the rest of the Lexington offense after this play. It'll be a Flowers throw, and it'll be knocked away, incomplete. Riley Porter Jr., the other wide receiver, along with West and Parrish. Tight ends are Neil McNeil and Jimmy Wint, who played for Pittsburgh last year. Tackle is Landon Stone, number 62. It's 3rd and 10 already for Lexington. Flowers on the roll. Wobbly pass, but somehow hauled in by Parrish, who goes diving to the turf to grab the ball.
What a turn of events there. I mean, the blocks look decent, but a defender broke free, could have sacked there, but you called it. Parrish with a catch on the wobbly pass his leading receiver, CJ Parrish, 204 yards in the season, picking up another extra 15-ish yards in that play.
The Nashville defense has been active with a couple deflections. We'll introduce you to them after this play, which is an handoff up the middle. Only a 1-yard gain. Grant Jr. Timothy Welbrock-Bussey, the inside linebacker, for 43 on the stop. He's joined by Jamal Ballard on the outside. Bentley Bonner's the corner, along with Pink Lisa. Chris Delro, number 29. And Marcus Freeman are the strong safeties. Up front, they have Deterion Darshington, Emmanuel Pereira, and Bear Walters along the defensive line. It sets up a 3rd and 9 now for Lexington.
Might be a pass here, 3rd and 9. Probably main directive is find CJ Parrish, but Flowers has done it all in their win last week. And on the air, we'll see how he fares here, 3rd and 9 at their 40-yard line.
They line up with 4 wide. Parrish now motions out of the trip set to make it 2-by-2. 3-man rush for Nashville, and Flowers finds Parrish for the first down at the 45.
We knew it was going to happen, and I mean, even as though you know it's going to happen, it's hard to stop CJ Parrish. Yeah, he is one of the dev team players, but the way Lexington utilizes him, putting him in open space above the defenders, and then Flowers just has the arm to make that nice pass, and it's a catch, and almost flips the field. No, actually, it does flip the field in that play.
1st and 10 out of the I formation. Flowers back to throw again. Clean pocket. Fires, has a man open, and that is Riley Porter Jr. So after having one pass thrown his way early in the drive that he was unable to hold, and he catches it there.
Yeah, Riley Porter Jr. didn't have a huge night last week, but this week he's showing that he's definitely one of their top receivers. You have Alexander West and CJ Parrish, right, on your wide receiver core, and he's showing up that he's as good as those two.
Indeed he is. As Flowers back for another passing attempt.
Look
out from behind. He goes down for a loss of 5. Bear Winters comes bearing down on the quarterback and drops him for a 5-yard loss.
That's a scary sight to see as in this replay. A mountain of a man. He basically swallowed Flowers in that sack. For a split second, we lost sight of Flowers' silhouette there, and then he just ejected him. What a hit.
Well, he's 6'6", 350. That's a lot of humanity. Tackling Flowers there. That sets up a 2nd and 15. Parrish in motion. Back to throws Flowers. Fires down the field. 50 and incomplete. Looking for Parrish down the field, but Delro says no.
Could have had a pick there. And on the ball's trajectory, instead turns into a deflection. 3rd and 15. It looks like they're just outside field goal range here.
You got 4 wide. A single setback. Flowers to throw again. Fires short, and it's going to be incomplete. The receiver on the play tried to make a catch, but didn't come up with it, and it's 4th and 15.
Well, good defense. Credit to Nashville's defensive backs. That's 3 plays in a row, and even going back to that pump faking to the sack, that coverage leading to the sack, and once again here, the coverage leading into what could have been a field goal positioning play.
Fair catch called for the 14-yard line. That's where the tempo will take over. If you're new to the Simulation Football League, welcome. The SFL is football for everyone. Get off the sideline and start your play today by joining our Discord server at simulationfl.net. Click the Join Community button to begin your career or just to meet the stars of the SFL on and off the field. It's never too late to be involved. Mark, what should we expect from Nashville on this upcoming drive?
Likely a heavy dose of Knox and Sosa. Well, they're going to start with a handoff here. Two knocks for the 4 yards. I think we're going to get a lot of that here, Colin. At least get them to arrange at the side of Nashville or Lexington side of the field, burn them out, and then hopefully find the opening for a big play off of James's arm.
Yeah, James has been timely with his passes so far, but again, they come out with only one wide receiver pattern. Here's another handoff, this time to Sosa, and Sosa picks up the first down for his team. And just like you said, Mark, they're leaning on that ground game to start.
They lean on it, but they also mix it up who is in the backfield. And at least in their last win last week, they had a mix-up as well of the play direction. This time it's a pass by Ocean.
Yeah, throw out to the flat. Elliott Pope Jr. on the reception picks up 5. First time we called his name. He'd been targeted once before, and it'll be 2nd and 5.
He leads the league in reception yards as well with 296. It's just 5 yards above Xavier Knight of Bossier City. That's coming into this game.
Clock approaching under 3 minutes to go. Ocean James turns, gives to Knox, and Knox stopped almost immediately at the line of scrimmage. They're going to give him a yard. Haddock on the stop. That'll set up 3rd and 4.
So far, we've seen mostly running down the middle for Knox and Sosa. We've yet to see them get a pitch here. They're going to get a split. It looks like an ace formation.
With one receiver either side, they roll out James. Throwback middle, and it no dice ultimately. It's Elliott Pope Jr. unable to haul that in that time, and Nashville forced to punt.
Yeah, both teams now forced to punt on their offensive drives. Looks like after what looked like a dynamite drive by Nashville, it's now 2 defensive showings by both teams.
Punt is away by the tempo. Fairly deep. And returned by West past the 30 to the 35.
A little bit of a slower start here.
Yeah, indeed. Just the one field goal on the drive, as you said, Mark. Nice shoulder charge by West there. It's 1st and 10 at the 35. Both teams coming in undefeated with 2-0 records. 2:30 to go in the first. Calling order, Mark Lopez. In the broadcast booth with you, Cameron Irvine, executive producer extraordinaire, and our league's esteemed commissioner. Man in motion to bottom is Porter Jr. Lexington starts with a throw down the middle, tipped in the air and incomplete. Beautiful deflection on the play by Chris Delroe, the developmental player who played for these Tempo last year. Spent time in the majors with Carolina. It'll be 2nd and 10. We got 3 wide receivers, also single back to the right-hand side. I don't believe we've seen that formation yet today. 4 down linemen for Nashville. Flowers throws a quick pass. He finds West for a pick of a 5 to set up a 3rd and medium mark.
Yeah, now it's an easier play for them, 3rd and 5. Opens up the playbook for... We've seen them go with a pitch run play earlier to Deion James. It looks like they have 2 wideouts on the left, offset by James, but it's a pass instead.
Down the middle of the pass is intercepted. Running it back the other way is Marcus Freeman, and he will be scoring a touchdown on a pick 6 for Nashville.
Wow, what a play. What a read by the defense. That ball was jumped as if Flowers didn't see the defensive back there.
It's almost like the defensive back was the intended receiver.
Ugh.
The 6'2", 221-pound strong safety.
Marcus Freeman. Wow.
Makes a big splash play here with 1:54 to go in the first. Extra point to make this double digits is up and good. And we have a very quiet home crowd.
Well, they're no strangers to being down early here, Colin. They went down 0-14 last week with 6 minutes left in the half against Boise State. But in the second half, they go 44-3. Lexington just run away with that game last week, so not in unfamiliar territory here. And they also start this drive with an incredible return.
Parrish gets it up to the 34, spent time with the Houston Headhunters, one of those many developmental team members. Well, good news is for Lexington is they have plenty of time. They got a full quarter and some change left here in the first. Let's see if the young man can shake off his last pass as they start off 1st and 10 from the 48. Offset single back to the left side. 3 wide receivers, tight end in the formation. Porter Jr. in motion. Flowers back to throw. Fires down the field and a man open, but it bobbled and dropped. There was not a soul around the tight end. I believe that was Jimmy Wint, the intended receiver, but no dice. 2nd and 10.
Very unfortunate. You mentioned nobody there. That could have been a first down and many yards gained because of the lack of defenders in the area. It could have been yards after the catch there, but instead it's 2nd and 10 back into the 34-yard line.
Here's a sprint out by Flowers. Sets, throws backside and a little too tall for a double covered wide receiver. One of the people out there was Pink Lisa. 6'4", 223 corner. Spent last year with San Diego. It sets up a 3rd and 10.
The last interception by Flowers was his 5th of the season, so he's now tied for first with 2 other quarterbacks. Hopefully he's going to shrug that off and come back strong in this game.
Back to throw is Flowers. Set. Throws. Got a man open. And this time it's hauled in for a first down. That's Cole up there, number 84. So they go down the depth chart and they find a receiver who makes a nice grab.
Yeah, going and looking for their second string receiver, Cole, with a nice catch as Flowers puts that in the breadbasket, makes it easy for his receiver to make the catch, and they overcome a 3rd and 10 and what looked like potentially a defensive stop.
Jimmy Wint lined up at fullback in front of Deion James. Quick pass over the middle and complete to Porter.
Close one there, but Porter probably bothered by the number of defenders around him. 2nd and 10. It might just be two. They're going to go for 2 incompletions and just try to overcome 3rd and long back-to-back plays.
We got a 2nd and 10, 3 wide receivers and a tight end single back. Flowers back to throw. Flowers fires down the field. Cut made by Alex Lender West as he conquers another first down stripe.
Great play. I mean, watching this team, man, Colin, the Miners are one of those exciting teams to watch with Flowers slinging the rock, spreading the love to everyone. You look at other teams where they have one superstar receiver who gets most of the yards, but for Flowers, everyone's getting some love.
Yeah, he knows he's got to keep his receiver room happy, and so far he's doing it. As this is an end off to James, and he finds daylight, picks up 4 yards to make it 2nd and 6.
Well, speaking of the player getting the yards on the ground game, it's definitely James's territory as he is the team's leader in rushing yards, but also number 2 in the league.
It'll get a pitch out here, and Grant Jr. stopped in the backfield for a short loss. Nice play made out there by Darshington at defensive end to set up a 3rd and 6 as we approach the end of the first quarter. We played 1 quarter. Been exciting, but for the visiting Tempo, they're up by 2 scores, 10-0. You're watching the Simulation Football League minor league season here on YouTube. Colin or Mark Lopez here in the broadcast booth with you as we begin quarter number 2. Lexington down by 10, but they're looking to carve into that deficit as Flowers throws this ball down the field, tipped in the air. Pink Lisa was right there all over the wide receiver on that 3rd and 6, and unfortunately for Lexington, they'll have to punt again, Mark.
Yeah, unfortunately for them, still scoreless. The furthest they've gone down the field was at Nashville's 33-yard line, just outside of field goal range, but now in back-to-back drives, stifled by this Nashville defense, who is looking really good here, Colin. Ooh, not going?
That punt looks really good. Yes, they'll mark it at the 1-yard line. Perfect spot by the special teams, and the Tempo find themselves back way up in the shadow of their own goalpost. The 1st and 10, ball exactly at the 1, split backs behind Ocean James, the quarterback. He has to be careful here. They'll start with a handoff to Knox, and that's the smart play, Mark, as they'll pick up 7 yards to give themselves a little breathing room.
And not only was it smart, it was well executed. Basically nothing, no defender down the middle. An extra person there, and it could have only been a 2-yard gain. Instead, it's 7-yard gain. It's 2nd and short here for Nashville.
2 tight ends to the same side out of the eye. Here's the kid to Sosa. Sosa nice. Caught up behind his blockers, including the fullback, as Turner cleans it up. And just like that, Mark, it's already 3rd down.
A nice play by the defensive line. They pushed the offensive line inwards, essentially pinching them, and couldn't find a hole by Sosa. And then linebackers rushed the edge, so even the edges were covered.
1 receiver out, 2 tight ends in the offset eye. They'll give it off again to Knox, and Knox squeezes his way through the hole and picks up the 1st down.
Damn, he's just a rumbling down the middle, picking up another 1st down. That's the kind of game they had last week, where they just broke the spirits of Albuquerque late in the game with that halfback duo. Oh, and look at this, interesting, a gun formation from Nashville inside their 12-yard line.
Got to be careful here. They line up a 3 wide. Man in motion is Pope Jr. They're going to give it a draw to Knox, and that pays off quite well. They pick up 7 on the 1st down shotgun run, 2nd and 3.
Yeah, good play calling there. That's typically a formation you call for a pass play, and that late handoff catching some of the defenders off guard.
2nd and 3. Turn, give to Sosa, and he finds no room. Instead, he gets a face full of Turner. For a loss of 2, that'll settle 3rd and 5.
3rd and 5, and last time they were in 3rd and 5, it wasn't converted, essentially. Let's see what they do here.
There's James, fires down the field, tipped in the air. Is the receiver unable to haul it in, and good old number 7's a little frustrated with himself.
And fairly to do so, get frustrated by yourself. It was a decently, ran route, but just a little, it looked like it could have been overthrown outside the outstretched arms of the receiver. And instead of being in the pocket of the receiver, it was just the fingertips that hit the ball.
Lexington will start near midfield. Ball marked at their own 40, so they get good field position out of it. Liking the game so far, smash that like button and Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. The SFL produces over 400 events a year. There's no one else that gives you more football. Don't miss a minute of SFL or SFLm action and help the channel grow through your support. Ethan Flowers looking for a little support from his ground game. He'll get a yard there. Deion James only pick up 1 second and 9.
Number 71 able to push back the offensive lineman side. Manuel Petrilla holding up the James there by holding up the offensive lineman.
James now motioning out as a wide receiver as they go empty. Back to throw is Flowers. Flowers down the field, tipped in the air once, twice, and ultimately unable to come up with the ball or the tempo, but that sets up a 3rd and 9. Coming up.
Good tip there. These second string defenders making plays. Number 39, definitely not at the bottom of the depth chart, but a deflection there, forcing 3rd and long again.
Flowers on the roll. Fires backside. Nice catch made by Porter Jr. for the first down.
There's about the second or third catch we've seen from him tonight. But hey, it's for first down. And Flowers and company are showing that even though they're facing adversity, 3rd and 10, 3rd and 9, they've seen so many 3rd and longs here, but seems like they've been converting it more often than they aren't.
That last pass puts him over 100 yards at 103, 7 of 18. And the interception, of course, was the pick 6. He's back to throw again. Pumps. Look out from behind. Down he goes again for the second time. It's sack time. And Darshington got him this time.
And, I mean, Darshington took a detour through Alaska and then back here to Lexington to make that sack. That pump fake has just been giving those D-backs, those defensive linemen enough time to come around for a sack.
Indeed it has. That's the second time it's happened, resulting in the sack. It's 2nd and 13, under picks to go in the first half. Back to throw. Flowers deep down the middle. Ooh, with the defensive backhand in his hands. It was Delro. Ultimately, he was unable to haul it in, setting up a 3rd and 13.
I think the equipment manager has to remind Flowers that their uniform is color gray, not color white. Throw to your orange helmet players, not to the green helmet ones.
Yeah, the orange helps the mix stand out a little bit more. Flowers on the roll. Throws. Deep in it. Intercepted.
Oh, no.
Intercepted. That's Freeman again, and he returns it up to the 44. He now has the INT lead all to himself.
And I think Darshington again, with his massive frame, just a millisecond away from the sack, forcing this errant throw. Poor decision forced by that pressure of the D lineman, and you come away with your second interception. Nashville is playing defense like they're out of their minds.
Yeah, they put up a great resistance to this Lexington team. They forced their second turnover. It's 1st and 10 from the 44. Pope Jr. in motion, only a couple catches. Been targeted about 4 times in total. Here's the give to Knox, and he stopped the line of scrimmage for no gain. 2nd down.
Looked like Casper Haddock involved in that tackle. But I think Brenda Puff as well in the defensive front, pushing back the linemen. That's what causing some traffic jam there for the halfback of Nashville.
Yeah, totally. That's allowing the linebackers to roam 3 as James fires down again into double coverage. Knocked away, incomplete. Pope Jr., the intended receiver, sets up 3rd down.
3rd and long. this time for Nashville. And hopefully for Lexington, they're looking to force a punt here as they did the last drive.
Very unfamiliar position for the tempo, wearing green helmets, white jerseys, and green and yellow stripes with green pants. You send the man in motion as they trot up 4 wide receivers. On this 3rd and 10, Ocean James back to throw as a clean pocket fires down the middle. Pope Jr. open in double coverage. Nice grab.
Well, there's your league leader in reception yards with another nice catch on an end route. Had the defender on his back and found his route underneath the safety. That's the perfect pass, perfect route, and James converts the 3rd down.
1st and 10 at the 40-yard line. This will be an handoff to Sosa. And Sosa stopped after a 1-yard gain. That is number 28 on the tackle for Lexington. It'll be 2nd and 9. James on the roll. Ocean James fires downfield. Nice hit made by the defender. Number 40, that is Renfro. Sets up a 3rd and 9 mark.
Yeah, I think Lexington's 1st down and 2nd down defense have been stellar. Their 3rd down defense, at least in this drive and the previous one, has been a little bit, so to speak.
Ball is on the 40-yard line. Ocean James back to throw, dumps it off on the screen to Knox.
There we go.
With a long way to go, and he only picks up 1 before Mike Bird swats him down, and that'll be a punt upcoming for Nashville. Not what they wanted, Mark.
No, and that's what I'm talking about. They allowed the huge pass earlier. This time, they send everyone and their moms going for the blitz. And that's forced me.
The punt was nearly bobbled around, but Alex West able to grab it out of the air and then scamper out of bounds at the 28.
He called a fair catch there, but did he not catch the ball?
I don't think he did. He ran up to catch it.
Well, here we are now.
Flowers will have it here on a 1st and 10. It's a short handoff up the middle. Pickup of 2. And it'll be 2nd and 8 coming up for Lexington. SFL Week 3 action continues tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern. The still unbeaten Chicago Warriors face another test traveling to Albuquerque to take on the Adams. Plus Philadelphia tries to make it 2 in a row hosting San Jose. It's all coming up right next, right here on SFL YouTube. So the run only nets 2 more yards to set up a 3rd and 7. It's unfortunately for Lexington, Mark, a very familiar position.
Yeah, 3rd and long here. Marcus Freeman welcoming him to the chat. Apparently he's late because of graduation. Had 2 interceptions already today.
Throw down the middle.
Ooh.
Is incomplete. Riley Porter Jr. unable to haul it in, and once again the drive stalled.
And it's in these 3rd and long situations that they've just been in way too often this game, especially in this first half. They really can't get their 1st and 2nd down going for more than 3 yards at a time, more often than they would like to.
Punt is away. And the return by Pope is up to the 34. Where it'll be 1st down Nashville at that spot. So the defense has come to play, Mark. The offense, they've been a little inconsistent.
Yeah, I mean, we're looking at 10 points on the board here. 7 of those was from a pick six. So really, the offense has only put up 3 points in about almost 20 minutes of game already.
Run up the middle. That is Knox. Picks up 5 on first down. It'll be 2nd and 5. Consistent yards from Nashville on the ground so far.
I mean, that's proven they're most successful so far. It's just up to Lexington to keep it at bay.
2 tight ends on the field. Sosa, his best run of the day so far, and that's him another first down.
And it's down the middle once again, where it feels like when you line up in 2 tight end, single wide receiver sets like that, you really want to have more people in the box. But Lexington just doesn't have enough, basically people down there.
Yeah, let's see if they can make adjustments at halftime. As
there we go.
Knox stuffed for no gain as we reach the 2-minute warning. You're watching the SFLm here on YouTube. Don't go anywhere. Out of the 2-minute warning, Nashville tempo up by 10. As James on the roll throws backside into double coverage, looking for Pope Jr., but Johnny Savage Jr. says no, sir. Sets up a 3rd and 10.
Really likes to throw into coverage. Thankfully for him, he hasn't thrown an interception yet tonight. Ocean James really testing the waters, so to speak, in tonight.
Indeed he is. 4 wide receivers. And so far, James has come up aces. Can he come up again on this 3rd long? He cannot. Big ol' Renfro knocks it away, and it's 4th down.
His receiver as well doesn't have that speed to get to the end of his route, as we couldn't get a replay, but really the ball's landing zone was more so at the area of the defender, and thankfully for Ocean James, not an interception, but a punt nonetheless.
Punt away, and the return up to just short of 20 by West. And the Miners once again get the ball with 1:42 to go in this first half. Remember, they receive the ball coming out to start, but still, they want any type of score heading into halftime mark.
Any score here would be beneficial for them. A field goal, the touchdown is extra good as well. They might start with a run here, though we'll see how aggressive they will be.
They do start with a run, and it nets only a pickup of 1. Ballard on the stop. He's been active tonight in that linebacking core.
Yeah, way too often finding Jones with only a 1-yard gain. Although I'd say Jones is no stranger to being in traffic. Last week, there was that one play where he was caught up by 3 tacklers and just broke away instead for like a 30-yard rush.
There's Flowers back throw, backside throw, just a little short.
Uh-oh.
He skips it in front of the wideout to set up a 3rd and 9.
3rd and long again.
Been a area they've lived in. Sometimes it's turned out good, but other times they've come up empty. Five wide, 3 down linemen for the tempo. Blitz is on. It doesn't get there. The throw is complete to Alexander West. Are you serious? As timeout is called, and Alexander West Made his
Wow.
quarterback look like a genius there.
Alexander West was told to run north, and things go south for the defense.
Only his 8th completion on 23 attempts. He has those 2 interceptions. But that throw was just magnificent. Flowers back to throw again. Fires, tipped
Good
in the
hit.
air and incomplete. Parrish, the intended receiver, 2nd down.
Parrish been quite quiet so far after the couple of nice catches he had, which felt like an eternity ago at this point. But everyone in Nashville's defensive back core have been on top of Parrish for most of the evening.
Yeah, and his other receiving mates as well. Another pass. Down the middle.
Again.
Swatted away. It's Delro. And once again, Mark, here we are at 3rd and long.
3rd and 10. I don't think we've had a 3rd and less than 5 from Lexington here tonight, Colin.
You may be right about that, my friend. It's 3rd and 10. Empty backfield. Man in motion's Cole. He still has 2 timeouts in the back pocket. Flowers back to throw. Goes to the sidelines. That doesn't do them a whole lot of good.
No, and I didn't quite like the play call on that one. Nashville rushed a cornerback, and that meant that there would be 1 extra wide receiver open downfield, but instead Flowers goes to the out route for only a 3-yard gain, and that's not going to cut it.
Punt is away in the air. Fielding it as Pope Jr., who gets tackled at his own 20. We got an update from Bossier City, Pittsburgh. They're up 17-10 on the Steamers in half. Xavier Knight, 8 grabs, 126 yards, and 2 touchdowns, Mark.
Yep. He was just behind Pope Jr. in reception yards before this game, and I think he has the lead now with that performance.
His performance in week 1 with Silas Christensen was something to behold, as Pope Jr. hauls it in, and looks like the tempo are content to slow things down here as Ocean James continues to pile up the stats.
Only showing 54.9 QBR, but thankfully it's not because he's had interceptions. It's just that we've seen quite a few drops here and there for his receivers.
The play is going to be Knox handoff, stopped at the line of scrimmage, and I think the tempo with that play says we're content to go to the locker room up by 10. And they're going to get 1 pass off, this to Pope Jr., just to pad the stats a little bit more. We've reached halftime here in Lexington, Kentucky. And so far, the home fans haven't had a lot to cheer about. They're now by 10. Mark Lopez, your thoughts?
I mean, they're not in unfamiliar territory. They were in an away game versus Boise State, down 13 points in the first half. That was 7-20. Here they are down 0-10. And I mentioned about that huge comeback last week for them. But then you look at Nashville's side. The way they've been playing tonight has been incredible at both ends, or at least at one end of the field, with the defense putting in more points than their offense. That's the pick 6 we saw early on in this game. But really, it's going to be who's going to come away with the correct adjustments post-halftime here, Colin. For the Miners, I think that adjustment is going to come on the offensive side because their defense, on the overall scheme of things, have limited Nashville to only the 3 offensive points, and it was in that very first drive of the ballgame.
And the halftime player of the game, no surprise, Marcus Freeman, the 1 pick six, also had a tackle to his credit. Lexington will receive the ball to start the second half. And Deion James was the leading rusher with only 8 yards and 6 carries for Lexington. So perhaps that adjustment will be made there, Mark. We shall see. The return by Parrish across the 30. Ooh, I thought he was going to bust out the other side, but he's brought down at the 34.
To be fair for Lexington, when they get these kickoffs, they've been for a good field position more often than not. Unfortunately for them, they've only had 2 kickoff returns because of those are the only 2 scores for Nashville so far tonight.
Indeed, it has been, my friend. Ethan Flowers, he's had his moments of brilliance down the field, but ultimately he's had his fair share of troubles throwing those 2 picks to Freeman. Deion James with the carry here. And
oh my goodness.
He almost busts out the other side, and already in 1 carry mark, he picked up almost as many yards as he had the entire first half.
Yeah, I was going to say, out of the ballgate, out of halftime, it looked like they lined up in a formation that they've just been going to so much in the first half, and I thought, no adjustment. It was a handoff down the middle, no adjustment. I know what their adjustment was. They just gave Jones a snack, and now he's breaking tackles. He picks up 8 yards.
It's 2nd and 2. And James with a really good run that time. He takes a blow, and Grant Jr., they're going to give it to him on first down. Ooh, I don't know about that. That looked awfully generous, but alas, Nashville decides to keep the red hanky in the pocket.
The refs and the opposing coach, generous for that time.
3 wide. Another pitch play to Deion James. Picks up 2 yards. But already, Mark, I can tell that the Lexington coaches were like, okay, boys, we need to run the ball better.
Yep, and now they're going to the run. How many? That almost feels like 3 runs in a row to Deion James. They might go to him here again. They will.
They go to Grant Jr. He stopped at the line of scrimmage for no gain. Timothy Welmark-Bussey makes a stop, sets up 3rd and 8.
And unfortunately for them, looks like that 8-yard run by James has been their best run single carry so far tonight.
Flowers throwing, and it's been a lot of this, just tight coverage, pass intended for Parrish. So a drive that started with a little bit of sizzle ends up fizzling.
I would have liked to see more of Parrish running routes inwards, in routes. He is one of their speedier, if not the speediest wide receiver on their roster. And I understand they're using him for those vertical routes, but with the way he's being covered here, mix things up with an in route and make him outrun the linebackers, out catch everyone in the middle of the field.
Indeed, let's see if they make that adjustment. Because Nashville will take over on their own 19. They got a field goal on their 1 offensive drive, but other than that, Mark, it's been a bit of a struggle for them.
Kaput. Nada.
Indeed, my friend. Handoff to Knox up the middle. Picks up 4, tight end lined up at fullback there. That was LeMay. It'll be 2nd and 4 for Itempa. Pick up a 6. Souza checks back in. They bring a 2nd tight end on the field. And again, Nashville goes straight ahead up the middle. The setup of 3rd and 2. Coaching staff led by Dana Carmichael and James Walters have to be extremely happy with how their team's playing tonight.
Yeah, and it looks like they don't need to change much from the first half. Running down the middle has been proving really good for them. Another one here, but
oh, they tried to draw, but this time Casper Attic was like, boo to the ball carrier and brings him down just a yard short of the sticks. Lexington needed that pick me up in the worst way, and they got it.
The defense bails them out once again. We thought it was going to be an offensive showdown to start. Instead, it's a defensive highlight reel for both teams.
Indeed it is, my friend. West calls the fair catch at the 35. The 2024 SFL convention is headed to South Shore Harbor Resort in Lake City, Texas, just south of Houston, July 12th through the 14th. Featuring light games, flag football, a golf tournament, tailgate, pool party, and more. For more convention details, visit simulationfl.net/news/convention to reserve your room, see the event schedule, and more. Cannot wait for that event. Always a great time. Flowers down the middle. Catch made by Alexander West, and he gets another first down.
It's a very similar play in the first half where Alex West had that huge route or catch as well downfield to convert on 3rd and long. A similar one here. They really like using him on those either post routes, in and up routes, or just go routes, and he's being one of their most successful receivers.
Flowers short drop. This is a slant inside catch made by Parrish. That's the adjustment you called for, Mark. Make him run routes a little bit inside instead of going down the field.
Yeah, and look at it right there. His size and speed makes those kind of plays viable. And then you're in such good position, 2nd and 4, to open up your playbook while they line up heavy, so they're telegraphing run here.
It's a pitch out. Dion James
takes
a go and rolls over for the first down.
That's enough. That's going to get it first down. That's a play of heart right there.
It's 1st and 10. Here's the give to Grant Jr. And he picks up a yard before, guess who? Ballard makes it.
Once again, Ballard. He has been all over the field, Colin. Inside runs, plugging holes, in coverage. I don't think we get to call his name in pass coverage, but he has been definitely one of those protecting the middle of the field kind of plays.
Flowers back to throw, has to run out of pocket, fires down the field into double coverage. Fortunately for him, it doesn't burn him because guess who was down there? Mr. Freeman.
Mr. Freeman, Marcus Freeman. Give this guy a huge contract. Get this guy up in the SFL draft.
3rd and 9 for Lexington. Man in motion is Cole. Back to throw is Flowers. Fires. Catch made. That's Parrish. And he uses his 6'4" frame to box out the defensive back and make a brilliant grab.
It's been a rare sight that those kind of plays to Parrish have worked for Lexington. But this time, Parrish makes the play, just enough separation from the cornerback chasing him and the safety above him. Not there in time. It's a catch and a first down for Lexington. It's red zone time, baby.
First penetration into the red zone. Very timely indeed. Grant Jr., that's his best run of the day. He picks up 4 yards. That'll be 2nd and 6.
5'6", 220. He is one of the smaller stature halfbacks in the league, but 4 yards is nothing to scoff at.
Here's James. Breaks the tackle, but unable to get past
nice
the
play.
line of scrimmage. Lost about a yard to set up a 3rd and 6. They got a field goal in their back pocket if they have to use it, Mark.
Yep, but 3rd and 6 here. We'll see if they go. They're empty set here. They might go deep looking for the end zone.
Back to throws Flowers. To the end zone he goes! Out of bounds as the receiver at Flowers cannot believe it. He placed that ball where he thought it needed to go, but alas, the receiver unable to drag that second foot, and out comes the field goal unit.
Well, when Danny Carmichael called for defense to hold up and clamp up, they got what they asked for, forcing a field goal here, and it's still a 1-score game, but at this space, Colin, that last 7 points seems like a huge hurdle.
10 plays, 51 yards. On the drive, resulting in 3 points, and I agree with Danny Carmichael. That was very close. But alas, no cigar for Lexington. Return up the middle by King. Across the 30 down to the 34. He goes. Have you ever wanted to be a play-by-play or analyst broadcaster? We're looking for passionate SFL participants, a viewer like you, to join the team for the minor league season that is current progress. Visit simulationfl.net/broadcasting for more details. Now you can get involved and get your voice on the call. Man in motion for Nashville to the top of the screen. It's split backs. Ocean James on the roll. James fires sideline. Ooh, it's just a flat out drop by Elliott Pope Jr. He tried his best, Mark, but he was wide open on that play.
Almost like a throwback to Jim. You went all the way back in quarter 1 when he couldn't catch Ethan Flowers' catch in a wide open throw. So a deja vu there, but for the opposing team.
It's a 2nd and 10. James again on the sprint, throws backside. This time the catch is made by Easton King for the first down, just across the 50.
Easton King, playing all the way from San Diego of the Major League, coming here to the minor league and providing that extra oomph to this passing play of Nashville. And what a play by him right there. They keep the ball, the chains moving. That's the one thing that Lexington has been missing a little bit. The entirety of the first half is keeping the chain going.
And sustaining the drive. Ball play didn't fool Casper Haddock, he says. Get out of here. And tackles Souza hard for a loss of 3 yards.
He's a mind reader. No, I dare say he's a time traveler. How did he know that was going to be the play? He just tackles him with negative 3 yard gain. What a defensive stop by Haddock.
We got 2 receivers up to the top, split backs. Haddock has been busy so far. Slant over the middle. King hauls it in. First down. Boy, if Renfro doesn't make the tackle, Mark, I think King ends up in the end zone.
You might be right there. He was the last line of defense. How about that quick slant run to a crisp perfection, and then the quick pass to make that connection? What a play.
1st and 10, 9 of 19 is James. Passing, he's approaching 150 yards. Here's another attempt, his 20th. Oh, the field he goes, catch made by King. And he's the 10, it'll be 1st and goal.
What a play in double coverage, no less, and under the duress of 6 rushers. Protection was stellar. The catch was stellar, and Easton King sits atop the throne with an incredible catch.
Indeed he does. I'm going to call it right now. That's the Nice Hands Catch the Game brought to you by Retroid. Put a Retroid handout in your hands and play the only video game with your player in the SFL 4K23. So
Here we go.
middle of the best run of the day for him, and he's tackled just short of the goal line at the 1.
Tino Sosa. He's been doing work here at the minor league as much as he's been working out really well in the major league last season with Indy.
Was with San Jose last year. Knox gets the touchdown on 2nd and goal, making it look easy, and the Tempo reassert their multi-score advantage on the touchdown.
Just an incredible drive. This one was more dominating, their most dominant drive of this ball game. I mean, of course, it had to be. It ended up in a touchdown, but really, it's the ground game supplementing the passing game, and there's just a few things to call out and criticize about that drive.
7 plays, 65 yards, 2 minutes, 21 seconds taken off the clock. And that guy, Isaac Knox, scores the touchdown. As he waves hi to his mom.
Or his dad.
Yeah, you're right, could be either. 1:35 to go in the third quarter. 17-3 our score. And the Miners trying to get a spark here as Parrish, rather than kneeling, takes the ball out, fumbles, but Lexington falls on it at their 27. Oh boy, that could have been a real big disaster, Mark.
Could have been a spark for the wrong team there, as you just called it, Colin. If it was a turnover of a fumble, things would have just been blown out of proportion.
As it stands, ball takes over in the 27. Flowers under center. James in motion. Back to throw. Fires, tipped in the air and incomplete. Wow. That was Bentley Bonner swatting that up in the air. 2nd down. As guess who was bearing down on him once again? That was Bear Winters. We almost had our second Bear sighting of the game.
Also, credit to Bonner, who recovered on that play. He was kind of out of position and just able to spin around to make the deflection.
Yeah, great effort play by him there. And, yeah, James picks up 3 yards. It'll be 3rd and 7.
3rd and 7, 3rd and long. Really, this Lexington defense, it feels like their modus operandi is force them to 3rd and long, where they have to throw it deep.
There's Cole in motion. He had a catch way earlier in this ball game, but has been very quiet since.
Showing 4 rushers. Only rushing 3. No, 4.
Back to throw. Flowers down the field. Catch me. Oh my goodness. Alexander West says, what's this? Incredible catch.
You already gave out Nice Hands catch of the game, but I'm going to argue that this one could have been in contention for it too. It's a nice catch after a nice route, and Lexington is suddenly in one of their better positions in the evening. I mean, they have yet to get inside the red zone, but it just feels like they rarely get here.
They've been in this spot before. Pitch out. James trying to make something happen. Coach on the sideline there, 2nd and 8. This will most likely be the last play of the quarter if they get it off. And they do. It'll be an handoff to Grant Jr. Gets stuck behind a blocker, but he'll set up 3rd and 4. We played 3 quarters. Put you 4, 12, 68, 86, and 93 up in the chat, folks. Welcome to the start of the 4th quarter. We have Ethan Flowers dropping the throw, and a man open catch made for the first down. That's West again.
This time is a nice route. He's always been running either vertical routes. That's an up, not an out route. And this time the post route will work beautifully for Lexington.
And with that catch, West is over 100 yards. He's sitting on 111 for today. Flowers back to throw. Blitz is on. Throw, catch, and a touchdown. Oh my goodness. C.J. Parrish will not be denied. And it's a touchdown, and we're an extra point away from making it a 1-score ball game once again.
CJ says, excuse me, get out of my way. I need to be somewhere, someplace, and that place is in the end zone. He finds his way there. And how about Ethan Flowers? Despite the pick 6, despite the 2 interceptions, is willing his team to potentially come for a comeback. They're now only down 8, pending this extra point.
It's critical with 9:31 to go in the ball game, and it's good. 17-10 our score. Some plays 72 yards. Want to remind you that APM Music is unrivaled music to bring the stories to life. Inspiring every production with the world's most robust and constantly refreshed music collection, state-of-the-art technology, and world-class customer service. APM Music is the official soundtrack of the Simulation Football League. To explore the library and find the perfect tracks for your project, visit apmmusic.com. Turn Up the Middle of the Field by Easton King will be brought down to the 29.
Ooh, what a game.
Yeah, all of a sudden, in just a handful of plays, Mark, this ball game's tightened up once again. Let's see it, Nashville can reassert their dominance. Remember, when it was 10-3, they drove right down the field to score to make it 17-3.
They did, and they did it in dominant fashion.
Indeed, they did. They start off with split back here. Ocean James back to throw, pumps.
Uh-oh.
Oh, that's trouble, but he gets away, and it turns out positive for his team. Easton King got it.
That pump fake, it has been scary I've been fearing for these quarterbacks' lives whenever they do a pump fake, as those defensive linemen just go way closer to them than it would have been more comfortable. But you know what? Ocean Gem says, I can take the heat. Throws a dot to his receiver, and Easton King, he too will go over 100 yards.
He's sitting at 108. We have a score update from Bossier City in Pittsburgh. We'll get to it after this play, which will be an end off to Sosa. And Tito Sosa tackled in the backfield for a loss of 1. 24-13 Bossier City over Pittsburgh. The Riverhawks have possession with 6:17 to go in the football game. It'll be 2nd and 11 for Nashville following the loss of 1. Ocean James under center, staring at 5 down linemen. Draw play up the middle. Knox gets that yard back, but it'll be only 3rd and 10.
3rd and 10 here. Knox, typically the one doing the knocking down of defenders, but he gets the one knocked down at the line of scrimmage. It's 3rd and 10 here. I mean, that throw earlier by James to Easton King, they might go back to it.
3rd and 10. It's a big play for both sides. Throw back side. Oh! It somehow didn't get through. And number 83, Watts, out there. He was all by himself. Or that was Matt's, rather. The ball might have been redirected on the way to the receiver. Either way, Lexington will get the ball back.
Yeah, they forced a punt, and after their previous offensive drive, momentum is on their side here. They got a chance to tie the ball game in this drive. Starting here, but a broken tackle on this return.
West gets knocked out of bounds at the 28. Ooh, he was about one extra move away from breaking it big, Mark.
Yeah, I like the decision to put your best, runners after the catch as your ball returners. There's the risk of making them more prone to injury or making them more prone to fatigue. But hey, you got to win whatever way you can, and that's what Lexington has decided to do here.
So far, it's paid off for them. Let's see if they can continue to march down the field. Empty backfield, 5 wide receivers. Back to throws. Flowers tipped in the air, incomplete. Second down. We've seen a lot of tipped balls tonight.
Yeah, we did. We've seen a lot of throws to double, triple coverage. That one right there was to triple coverage. Although that might be also credit to Nashville. They collapse, their defensive backs collapse to the potential ball receivers, and then they're just there at the moment of the reception, essentially.
They've been sticky like fly paper to these wideouts. Flowers throws again. Oh, this time it's off Parrish's hands. A rare drop for him, and just like that, it's third down.
So really, a third down here obviously would be good for the drive, but also for their mental, and that knowing that they still have it, they can make clutch plays, and this is one of them right here.
3rd and 10, bunch to the top. We've seen this plenty. Flowers on the roll. Flowers, backside throw! Oh, unable to squeeze it in there. And that's been kind of a microcosm of this passing attack, as the second defender closed quickly in an attempt to squeeze the ball through the hole.
Yeah, you're right. That's what's been working really well for Nashville. That's why they've only forced 2 scoring drives, and those are the only 2 that were even on their side of the field.
Pope Jr. on the return. Ooh, he gets tackled hard. But we got our first flag of the game. Let's see what it is.
Face mask.
Face mask? What are they going to call it? Oh, it's of the incidental variety. It puts the ball up at the 44. Defender going by for Lexington inadvertently grabbed it. He tried to tackle Pope Jr. It'll be first down at the 44. It'll be first down at the Tempo 44, 7:30 to go in the ball game. Ellie Pope Jr. in motion to the bottom of the screen. Gives to Isaac Knox, and Knox carries 2 defenders near the midfield stripe, picks up 4. It'll be 2nd and 6. It's almost time again to find out who and when you'll be playing in Season 23 during the SFL's schedule release show Tuesday, June 4th, right here on SFL YouTube. Convention line games, rivalries, storylines, and more will be revealed. Don't miss it. The SFL Season 23 schedule release show Tuesday, June 4th. Sosa grinds it out to set up a 3rd and 3 on the field mark, and once again, another critical 3rd down.
Not yet. It's 3rd and 3. If they don't make this, it's going to be a punt, but it's 3rd and 3, and you've seen the damage that Knox and Sosa can do here.
And they're going to throw. 2 knocks. He has to make 1 move, and he just made enough of it to pick up the first down. It was about a half a spin by the time he was hit, but he was able to fall forward and get enough for the first. As James is up over 160 now.
What a play. That spin move, you called it. Just enough. Just an inch outside the yard line game.
Here's Sosa. On the carry, picks up 7. Mark, speaking of schedule release things, did you see this Los Angeles Chargers video with the Sims stuff? I thought it was hilarious.
I've yet to see it, but I've heard it was hilarious, and it is on my to-do list after this game.
Trust me, folks, if you haven't seen the Los Angeles Chargers schedule release video using the classic Sims, yeah, it's a real treat. Needless to say, they've had a lot of fun since Jim Harbaugh has come aboard. And back on the field, it'll be 3rd and 2 out of the I formation. Single receiver to the bottom. Give to Sosa. He doesn't
There
get
you go.
He lost the yard.
There you go. Nice stop by this Lexington defense. I mean, of course, they were expecting a run. The strategy at this point in the game with this lead is to just keep burning the clock. And unfortunately for them, it turns them into a one-dimensional offense. Lexington was there to make the defenses stop. Force a punt here.
Punt is away. It'll be under 5 minutes
down.
when the fair catch is called. And the ball will be at the 11. We have a scoring update from Bossier City with 4:54 to go in the ball game there. The Steamers are in front of Pittsburgh 24-21. Kenny Slater Jr. caught a touchdown pass, and then BB Billets ran in for the 2-point conversion. So that's a close ball game here. This is a close ball game here. Lexington starts off with a run for no gain, 2nd and 10.
It's a close ball game here. Care of the defense, especially. Mind you, now if you're just tuning in, 7-point lead of Nashville was the pick 6 in the first half, essentially.
Pitch out. It'll be 3rd and 8. That is Bonner again on the tackle. Flowers on the roll. Flowers throws, tipped in the air.
What a play.
And once again, this Nashville defense comes up big, and this time it's Pink Lisa.
She makes one of the best plays late in the game. A clutch defensive play. 4th down with 4 minutes to go, and Nashville will just have time to burn the clock. But no, I think they're going to go for it here in 4th and 8.
They sense that time is not on their side. Clock stopped at 4:12, although I think field position is more valuable. Flower, back to throw, to the sideline.
Nice.
Porter Jr. with a catch and a first down.
Beautiful play.
So the dice roll comes up big for the Miners as they continue to pick their way down the field.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't even call it a dice roll. That was just a perfectly executed play. Everyone playing prevent on the defense. Well, there's an opening on the out route.
Throw!
Oh, no!
And a return down the field. And it's another pick 6 as he breaks the plane. Turp had the deflection early. Calls game.
Wow. Nashville. They slay the Lexington Miners in defensive fashion. 14 points. Their defense scoring more than Lexington's offense.
Absolutely incredible. I tell you what, the Tempo defensive group must have watched the Iowa Hawkeyes football team because this is something that reminds me of that. The extra point makes it 24-10.
Well, it's 24-10. 3 minutes to go. If there's any mountain to climb, this will be Everest for Lexington.
This will be from the 2. CJ Parrish up the middle. This time he secures the ball as he gets tackled at the 30. SFLm Season 9 continues Wednesday, June 5th, beginning at 6:30 p.m. Eastern with Nashville, Pittsburgh, a rematch of last season's semifinal, plus coverage of Lexington, Chicago. And at 9 p.m. Eastern, Philly heads to Albuquerque. San Jose hosts Bossier City. Come back next week for more SFLm action here on YouTube. Back to throw. Flowers almost threw another pick. Lisa had it in her hands at least twice.
That's a very same play as her deflection in the 2 plays ago, essentially. The tip to that route to the left vertical receiver, Lisa was there to make the play. Would have been an int.
Back to throw Flower. Completes it to Parrish for the first down, and now we get to see the hurry-up mark.
Yeah, and makes sense. Down 14, they gotta go.
Same play, no. same result, first down.
They might keep going to it here, Colin.
We got a final for Bossier City. We'll get to it after the play. This is picked off once again. It's Torp. His second interception, and he got tackled by the face. They're going to call it a personal foul variety on one of the defensive linemen. Nashville will take over in the 43, and that's the 4th interception of the game for Flowers. Meanwhile, Bossier City beats Pittsburgh by 24-21. They're able to hang on for the win, and Mark, after going 0 for in their inaugural SFLm season, they're now 2-1, and Pittsburgh falls to 0-3.
Wow. Pittsburgh, who I would have thought would have been one of the favorites coming into the minor league season, down 0-3. There's still plenty of season to play. There's still the second half of the season, in the winter, Colin, but 0-3, definitely rough start for them. How about looking at this game? Nashville poised to go up 3-0. Lexington will be 2-1, assuming they can't turn this around in 2.5 minutes.
2:35 and counting. 3 tight ends on the field. This will be 3rd and 9 as the stop is made. And some strategy sessions being broken down there. I see Jamar Bullard. He's been busy, and I'm sure after this game in particular, his draft stock will be going up.
Mm-hmm.
Nashville will down this to the 2-minute warning. We're watching the SFLm here on YouTube. Galen Northup, Mark Lopez here in the broadcast booth with you, Cameron Irvine. Producer extraordinaire, and the Tempo line up in the shotgun for this 3rd and 9. Remember, they ran a draw out here way earlier in the game. This is a different look. And they go back to the draw, and Isaac Knox.
Wow.
It's easy pickings for him.
Cold-blooded. I mean, you go for a draw in that formation for the second time. You know, you're Lexington, and you're thinking surely they're not going to go to the draw play again. Nope, they go there again, and yep, it works wonders.
And the first timeout called by Lexington. And they take on the Pittsburgh Riverhawks next week. As I said earlier in the promo, rematch of last year's semifinal game that was extremely entertaining to begin with. Where Lexington, they have a bit of a tough haul as they had to play the Chicago Warriors, who will play later tonight. As Knox gets another first down. And that should just about do it, Mark.
Pretty much. Their late game execution of the ground game, I feel like 3 games in a row, of course, including their very first game, late game clock management and rushing has been just seemingly unbeatable from Nashville.
And they'll go into victory formation. And the Miners will drop this one to drop to 2-1. But like you said, Mark, there's still plenty of time on the season. And Nashville will move to 3-0. You know what I just realized, friend? Both the quarterbacks for both teams wear number 7.
Oh, you're right. Well,
Don't know how that happens.
007. Well, one of the 7s wins tonight. With 3 wins in his belt. The other 2 wins and a loss.
And I don't know what the quarterback market is looking like, but I'll tell you what, these 2 guys along with Silas Christensen
True.
and Hoosier City really have got my attention. And I'm sure other personnel in the majors think the same thing. This will be the final kneel down. And that should just about do it. Nashville tempo come into the Bluegrass State and will walk away with a 24-10 victory. Their defense played well, but ultimately it was the Nashville defense with 2 touchdowns on their own that made the difference. Mark Lopez, as we go final, I'm curious your thoughts.
I mean, for me, more so than the offense has been the defense. Both teams' defense have been very good. You look at the scoreline, 24-10. You think 24 allowed points in the ball game. That seems like just average defense. Consider that the fact that 14 of those points were pick sixes. Really, Lexington allowed only 10 points. Nashville only allowed 10 offensive points. So I think this has been a great defensive display from both teams. I think moving forward, they're going to be 2 of the better defensive juggernauts in the minor league. It'll be several teams around the league trying to find offensive answers to that. For Nashville, the answer they found was, well, we'll score on the defensive side ourselves. But if I were to give a player the ball game, I'm going to give it to the entirety of the defense.
Can't argue with you there, but just because I want to be different, Isaac Knox, he was part of a rushing group that gained 105 yards on the ground in total, 160 through the air with Ocean James, 15 first downs. Got to improve that third down conversion rate, though, only 4-13.
Right.
For Colin Northrup and Mark Lopez and Cameron Irvine, this has been a broadcast of the SFLm. Thank you and good night.
Bye-bye.